Hey, Aquarians, welcome back, guys. All right, let's get into this little full moon message. We'll see what we've got. We start out with Earth Magic, Fearlessness, Removing Obstacles. It is card number 26. I love this card so much. I want to mention that this is the buck moon. And so it's a time where the deer antlers are in like accelerated growth phase. Normally full moons are about like releasing things, opening things up. But it can also be, about accelerating things, specifically with this full moon. So I just want to make sure that we mention that. We have an 8 of Cups. Okay, that goes well with the Earth Magic energy. So if Aquarius is, releasing obstacles, I would almost say, fearlessly overcoming obstacles. But this is somebody breaking away. There's a real streak of independence during this full moon that's coming to the surface, and we literally have the moon in the reverse. I feel like if at one point in time it was a little bit murky, like, do I have permission to do this? Could I be successful? Can I walk away from this? Can I go make it on my own? All of that is like, oh, hell yeah, I can. This is no longer any self-doubt. This feels like Aquarius is, well, I always think of Aquarius as kind of independent and somebody who can like look at eras of life. So to me, this is almost like they always have the bigger picture. But this is making it more personal instead of seeing the bigger picture. This is an Aquarius like looking at their own life, and they've given themselves permission to say, I can do whatever I want. You're not the boss of me. I can do whatever I need to. We got the Death card here. Death card, really, really strong energy of I am done with an old lifestyle. I'm done with an old pattern. I'm done with an old person. I'm done being treated in an old way. But I keep thinking that there's something very grounding. Like I would say Aquarius has this incredible trust in their own skill sets now. They could be walking away from a job and saying, I could literally do this job myself for myself. I don't know why I'm letting somebody take a bunch of money off the top of me when this is my talent already. Why don't I just promote it myself? Why don't I open up my own website and promote my art? I don't need somebody to, they're not really doing much for me. I'm the talent. They need me. I don't need them kind of attitude, And I don't think that this is arrogance at all. I think that it's become, this is what was hidden. I think somebody either made Aquarius or tried to make Aquarius feel like, you need me. You can't make it without me. This could have been a romantic partner. Doesn't sound very romantic, but it could have been somebody who was like, kind of fed this line to Aquarius about how, you're not going to be able to afford to move out even if we did break up. And it's like, watch me, hold my beer. I can do this myself. If somebody used something like that to keep Aquarius murky about whether or not they could make it on their own or whether or not they were the talent, that I keep feeling like somebody needed Aquarius, not the other way around. And that facade has been busted through. And Aquarius is like, yeah, they actually wanted me to think that they were doing me a big favor, but they weren't. They weren't doing me any favors at all. I'm the one who can stand on my own 2 feet. I can walk my own path. I can be successful on my own. And I'm never going to doubt that again. This is Aquarius fully like trusting in their own abilities, their own talents, their own mind. We have got this 5 of Wands, and then we got the 3 of Cups. I'm telling you, somebody still around this full moon, as they see Aquarius like moving forward, feeling empowered. This could be like a teacher that doesn't actually want their student to go out there because they already know my student's going to like be better than I am. And I can't handle that. My ego can't handle it, because this is still somebody who's like, wait, but stop. Have you thought about how you should be afraid of this or afraid of that? Let me see if I can plant any more seeds of doubt. I really feel like Aquarius is wise to this now. And maybe Aquarius has a couple of good friends or supporters that they should spend time with right about now during this full moon. Because look, a 5 is a number of change. A 5 of Wands is obstacles that we are, going through and analyzing. We're kind of like arguing with ourselves, or we're arguing with somebody, or we're fighting with somebody, but it's for the purpose of coming to a better solution. It's not like the 5 of Swords where it's like, I'm mad at you and I'm fighting. I think that this is somebody who's trying to say, stop. Don't just think that you're going to be able to do this, Aquarius. It's like one final last ditch effort of worries or fears that somebody's trying to plant in Aquarius's mind. Or maybe this is Aquarius saying, look, I'm going to do things on my own. I realize I don't need that company, or I realize I don't need to be, I don't know, kept under somebody else's, there's nothing that I hate more than like any kind of class system. I hate things like that. There should never be anybody who thinks that they're superior and I get to live in this strata and you get to stay beneath me. Anybody who thinks that way, I immediately have an issue with, because that superior inferior relationship, I already know that's somebody who's got power issues, right? Everyone is equal. Everybody can achieve whatever they wish. Everyone has a right to go after what they wish. Nobody gets to tell you where your ceiling is. You can do this, but you can't have more than this because I said so, because you aren't going to be good enough to do this. Instantly, I'm like, hold my beer. You don't tell me if I'm good enough. I'll tell you what I think I want to do. And that is like my, very, my hackles get up real quick if I see people treating other people like that. I want to protect them, and I want to, fight against that strata, that social strata, or that class system. I hate that stuff. And so I think I'm applying that here because without knowing it, even if you know you're against it, sometimes we can still have it get in our head a little bit. And this could be whomever kind of sabotaged Aquarius, that little class system thing that they did, or you won't be good enough. You need us to make you successful. You can't be successful without our approval or something. Aquarius is they've already taken their power. They've already said, I can do this, which I'm totally celebrating. But then they are using that, false ceiling that somebody tried to put on top of them to good use. This is where you flip somebody who tried to control you or take away your power. You flip it and you go, here's the thing. You told me I couldn't. You gave me these reasons why what you do is so great for me and why I should be under your jurisdiction. But let me say, you gave me some great insights. In trying to control me, which isn't going to work, you did point out some things that I can think about so that I avoid any pitfalls. So thanks. Your suppression of me actually has just made me that much more thoughtful about how I proceed forward. No, you're not going to stop me, but you did help me to look at a few things that could become obstacles for me so I can work around them. And I'm getting my team together. I'm going to spend time with my friends, family, people that love me, support me, people I trust, and I'm going to hash stuff out. This could be Aquarius is going to go sit down with, whatever, their family members, their besties, and be like, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I need your guys' feedback. You guys I trust. You guys love me. You want me to be successful. So I know you're going to help me to brainstorm as I do this new thing on my own. What do you think about this and that? I don't want to hear people that want to hold me back telling me what I can't do or what I can do. I want to hear people who love me, who are on my side, fighting in my corner, give me truth and ideas on what should I think about so I don't get bogged down. I think that's such a much better way. Now you're a realist, but you're also determined you can be successful. You believe in yourself, but you're not like this belligerent idiot where it's like, somebody told me I couldn't, so now I'm going to. I don't have to listen to the laws of the universe. Gravity doesn't apply to me. Yes, it does, but not in the way of somebody else gets to tell us what we're able to achieve. But if we are talking with friends, people who love us, getting great ideas, they'll give us maybe more of the real scoop. They're not going to, want to see us set ourselves up for any kind of failure. So those maybe are the friends who can give us great criticisms that will be useful. Like I have a brother that is my go-to for, if I want to hear why a plan I have will absolutely not be successful, I go straight to him. All right, tell me everything about how this is not going to work. Because he is like my negative Nelly in my life. And it's great because he can see all these potential pitfalls. And I can immediately be like, yep, I already thought of that. Don't care. Nope, that's not going to be a problem. I already found a workaround, blah, blah, blah. And I go through all of his reasons why something could fall apart. And if I can't answer how I'll avoid that, then I'm like, okay, great. He brought up two things I still have to find solutions for before I put my plan into action. That's the example that I'm trying to give here of talk to the people that we love who actually want to see us succeed, but will give us the real scoop on where they think pitfalls are. Those are maybe the words to consider. We've got the Seven of Wands sideways. It is all about whatever this new thing is that Aquarius is going to be doing, whether it's business, whether it's them moving to a new area, whether it's them moving out, whether it's them leaving something they don't want to be a part of anymore and having to reinvent their lives, because the Death card talks about reinvention. We got friends in our corner, and we've got legitimate things that we need to think about that could be stumbling blocks so that we can be successful. But stumbling blocks aren't to be thought of as like, oh, scary. It's more so that we're intelligent in how we move forward, but so that we don't fear the very realistic problems that we could face, nor do we let somebody else tell us, you should be scared, you shouldn't ever do this, you should just let me tell you how to live. So we have like this great, like during this full moon, I feel like Aquarius is being really fearless and brave while also sensible, intelligent. They're going for good counsel. They are in a problem-solving mode. They're unafraid to look at pros and cons, problems and benefits, but they're also hell-bent that they're going to make a better life for themselves on their terms. That is what I see here. Huge streak of incredible independence coupled and tempered with intelligence. To me, that is like such a great recipe for success. Good for them. Good for this, Aquarius. I love this. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye for now.